talk about how to find the area of a composite figure. And on your screen there, we have number 1 and number 2, and those are both examples of composite figures. So what we need to do in order to find the area of these, we need to separate them into simpler shapes that we know how to find the area of. That way, we can find the area of the simpler shapes, add them together, and it will give us the area of the whole composite figure. So let's jump right into number 1 and see exactly what I mean by that. So for number 1, the first thing I want to do is again separate into simpler shapes. So I'm going to cut this into 2 rectangles. I'm going to draw a dashed line here to represent where I'm cutting it. Now I'm going to name the left rectangle A and the right rectangle.
Lonnie, pay attention, please.
And that's going to help keep me organized as I work through this problem. So I know that finding the area of a rectangle, area equals length times width. So now let's find the area of our rectangle A and rectangle B. So A and B. So area equals length times width. All right, now I need to plug in length and width. So my length for A is going to be this 8 all the way up, right? Don't use this 6 because this 6 doesn't go the full length of the rectangle. So you have to be careful which measurements you use. So I'm going to use the 8 and I'm going to multiply it by the width of 3. And that gives me an area of 24 square inches. So the area of A, area equals 24 square inches. Now let's do B. Area equals length times width. Let's plug in. Length is going to be this 2 inches here. So 2 times the width of 7 inches. Do not use the 10. The 10 goes all the way across. We only want right here, which is that 7 inches. So area equals 2 times 7, 14 square inches. So the area for B is 14 square inches. So now that we have the left rectangle and the right rectangle, the area of those, we add those together in order to get the area of the whole shape. So we would do 24 plus that 14. And that gives us an answer of 38. So our final area is 38 square inches. So again, we separated into simpler shapes and then found those areas, added them together for the area of the whole composite figure. Now for number 1, we could have cut that this way as well and made a top and a bottom rectangle. So usually there's multiple ways to
Chris, stop playing.
separate a composite figure. It doesn't matter which way you separate it, but it does matter which numbers you use, which dimensions you use going around for your length and width. So that's something you need to be careful of. So let's jump into number 2 here and see how we do this one. This one's a little more complex. Now for this one, I'm going to cut it into, or separate it into 3 simpler shapes here. And I have 2 rectangles and a square. So I'm going to name A, B, and C. So let's find the area of these 3. So area equals length times width. I'll put my formula first.
Y'all should be paying
And
attention.
then we will plug in. So for A, our length is going to be this 5 all the way up. So we have 5 centimeters times the width of 2 centimeters. And that gives us an area of 10 square centimeters. So let's do B. Now B, we have a length of right here or right here. We
Mute your
don't have a
microphone,
measure there,
Christopher.
so we're going to need to figure it out.
Mute your microphone.
So we know the whole shape is 5 centimeters, right?
Thank you.
So if we have this 3, what's this going to have to be in order to get us to that 5 centimeters? Well, it's going to have to be 2 centimeters. And again, I figured that out because this 3 right here plus this 2 centimeters equals the total height of the 5 centimeters given to us on the left and right hand side. So sometimes in composite figures, you have to figure out some measurements that aren't given. So our length is going to be 2 times the width of 3 centimeters, which is given. So 2 times 3 gives us 6 square centimeters. And lastly, for C, we have a square here, 5 by 5 square. So our length is 5 and our width is 5. So our area is going to be 25 square centimeters. So now we need to add these together. 10 plus 6 plus 25. 10 plus 6 is 16. Plus 25 is going to give us 41. So the area, I'm going to put it in the top right corner where I have some room. Area equals 41 square centimeters. And that's our final answer for number 2. Now, just like number 1, there's multiple ways to solve for that answer. But again, what's most important is picking out the correct measurements for your lengths and widths. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.
All right.
Welcome to Math with me.
All right, let me go back to my image. All right, so we're gonna look at, move this so I can move this. We're gonna look at some examples of how to do this. Let me zoom in just a little bit for my peoples at home. All right, so the main thing you have to remember when you're thinking about doing the area of a regular figure is you have to separate it. You have to make it into, you can't just say 8 times 9, that's my area. That would be my area if it was a regular shape like this. And that wouldn't be it. Okay? So we have to sit here and say, well, let's separate it. So what I'm going to do is, since we know the total right here, I'm going to separate it like this. I'm going to separate it up. Okay, so now we have a 4 by 8, and then we have a 3 by blank. We've got to figure it out. Because it's not 9 now. It's not 9 because we split it right here. But to figure out how much it is, we know that this is a 4. 9 and 4, what's left over? 5. So this is a 3 by 5 centimeter thing. So this would be A, this would be B. Okay, so now we're going to take it, and now can we do the area of each one of them? Yes, we can say A, and we have, it would be a 3 times 5, which would give me a what? 15 centimeters squared. And then we have a what right here for B? B is a 4 by 8 centimeters. That would give me what?
It would give you
What's 8 times 4? 32 centimeters squared. Now I can figure out the total. It is, no. Yeah, Christopher, don't do that with your headphone jack. It's making noise. Making feedback. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7, 1 plus 3 is 4. The area is 47 centimeters squared for this figure right here. But you see how we had to separate it so we could figure out, Kalani, I need you to turn your body and put it under the desk so you can look at what I'm doing, not because I'm not over there. All right, so on this one, you would do the same thing. Yeah, let's cut it right here. So that means that this one is a 6 by 20, and this one is a 10 by, you got to figure it out.
10 by blank.
All right, so if this is 15 right here, what's left over? If this is from here to here 15, that means this is 5 millimeters. So now, can I solve for my area? All right, we'll say this is A, this is B, area of A. All right, so the area of A would be what? What would my problem be? Area would be what? Guys, look up here. 20 times 6 or 6 times 20. So 6 times 2 is 12. Add my 0. So the area of this one is 120 millimeters squared. All right, and then B, we have a 10 by 5, so B would be what? 10 times 5, which would give me 50 millimeters squared. So now what do I do to both of my areas? Add them together. We have 120 plus 50 to give us what? 170 millimeters squared. Let's look at this next one. I have to partition it or take it apart, but since I see that this has already got the length right here, I would probably take it apart right here and try to figure out what this one is better than trying to figure out other stuff. So we have an 8 by 3 here. Well, if this is 3, go ahead. What is this going to be from here to here? 5. This one will be 5 centimeters. Because we took the 8 and we took off 3 centimeters of it. So we broke it apart. Okay, so now we have A is an 8 by 3 and B is a 5 by 12. So we can say A, which we said is 8 times 3, which is 24 centimeters squared. And then B is 12 times 5, which equals what? 60 what? Centimeters squared. Then I'm going to add those together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. So it's 84 centimeters squared. All right. Now this is going to be 0.5. Let's change this to, let's just change it to 2 and this to 4. It'll be easier. Please stop whistling. All right. So we're going to partition this. 2 by 2. Alright, so let's partition it this way. So we have a 2 by 2, and then this is 4, but how much is this whole thing from here to here? If this is 4 and this is 2, this whole thing right here is going to be what? 6 meters. What about from here? We said this is 2 right here. So that means this is how much? 3. So now we have a 6 by 3 and a 2 by 2. So A, so we can do the area for A is a 2 by 2. So that would be what? 4 meters squared. And then rectangle B is a what? 6 by 3. So that equals how many meters squared?
18.
Who? 18 meters squared. Now what do I need to do? Add them. So I'm going to say 18 plus 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put down my 2. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. We have 22 meters squared. You're doing multiplication because you're doing the area. Area is the length times the width. What, buddy? What, Sebastian? Okay. All right, let's look at a few more examples. All right, so if we look at this one, we have, this one already gives you pretty much almost all of it, but it's in a regular shape. So let's cut this right here. Or you could have done this way, but since this is already full, we'll just leave it like that. Because that means that when I separate it, this will be A, this will be B. A, if this is 5 centimeters, that means this right here is 5 centimeters. I can use different colors and say, all right, this square is red. It is a 5 by 10. And then this one is green. And it's a 3 by blank. We have to figure out what that blank is. Well, it used to be 8. Now we took 5 away from that. So that means this is a 3 by 3 by 3. Because it has, whatever these two are, it has to equal what it originally had. Sebastian, up here. So whatever these two dimensions are, it has to equal the 8. So if we have 5 here, because we know right here, what it's across, it's the same, that means this is 3. That's what's left over. Alright, so now I can say, alright, let's do the area for figure A and the area for figure B. Area for figure A, we have area equals length times width. What's my length and width for figure A? I've got plenty of people not paying attention to me right now. 3 times 3, which would be what?
9.
9 centimeters squared. All right, that's A. Now we got to do figure B. Figure B is a 10 by 5. So 10 times 5, 50 centimeters square. So both of them together is 59 square centimeters, or centimeters squared.
What about the other 5?
Because this one's already labeled a 5, we can just use that. That was just to tell us what this one needed to be. Okay? Because we know if we have a rectangle, we have two sides that are the same and then the other two sides that are the same. So the one across from it is the same length as the other one. So that means this would be 10, this would be 10, this would be 5, this would be 5. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. We have yeah, let's partition it right here or split it apart. Okay, so now Sebastian, right here we have two different rectangles. I'm gonna have this red one and we're gonna have this green one. Okay, we're missing the length for this side right here, this side. We know the lengths for this one. We know this one is a 10 by 5. So that means this side, it measures how much?
That 5.
Sebastian?
Two.
Sebastian?
Okay. 7.
Nope, because that is 7 is from here to here, but now I've taken it apart. So now I have two different rectangles. So I've taken this apart and I said, all right, well, if this is 5, that means from here to here is 5. That means from here to here has to also be what, Sebastian?
6.
Nope. Got to also be what? 5. So if this is 5 and they had 7, how much is left over, Sebastian?
7.
What's left over is what, everybody?
2.
2. Because I took 7 and subtracted 5 and I got 2. Tram, sit up, baby. So now I can do my area for A and B. A, B. So, A, the area is a 10 by 5. So that means I need to do what? 10 times 5, which is 50 centimeters squared. And then I go to B, rectangle B, I have a 6 by 2. So I say 6 times 2, which gives me 12 centimeters squared. But is that my area of this figure? No. You have to add them together. 50 plus 12 is 62 square centimeters or centimeters squared. Because 0 plus 2 is 2, 5 plus 1 is 6. So it's 62 square centimeters. All right. I would probably partition this one right here. Now, we know that this one is a 30 millimeter by 5 millimeter, but from here to here is 20. So that means how much is from here to here?
That's easy.
I got confused with what you just said.
From here to here is 30, and from here to here is 20. What is left over right here from here to here? 10 millimeters.
10.
So now I can do my area. We have a 30 by 5 and a 10 by 7. So I can say area for A and B, we say 30 times 5 equals what? 30 times 5 is not 35. 5 times 3 is 15, add my 0, 150 millimeters
Square.
squared. And then figure B is a 10 by 7, 70 millimeters squared. Then I need to add them. I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
0 plus 0 is
You as well.
0. 5 plus 7 is 5 plus 7.
Oh, 15.
No, 5 plus 7. Well, guys, listen to me. Look at this number. When I think of 7, I can break it apart into 5 and 2. Right? So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 more is 12. Regroup my 1.
I know, that's what I said. I said 12.
I didn't hear you. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, so it's 220 millimeters squared, or square millimeters. And then let's look at this next one. All right, here we go. Let's break this apart right here. Now, it's not going to be exact, but we just want to figure out the dimensions or the measures so we can figure out the area. So we know this is a 2 millimeter, so that means right here is 2 millimeters also, 2 meters also, because across from it it's the same. Okay, but that from here to here is 7. So that means from here to here is 7, but I still have this little bit right here that's not called for. So we use what we know. This is 1 meter, and this is added on to the 7. So that means from here to here is how many meters?
8.
8 meters. So now, can I solve my problem?
No.
Why not?
Well, yes, you can.
Do I have a length and a width for each one of my figures? Yes, I've got. Who said no? I don't have a length and a width for both of my figures. This is figure A. Figure A is a 7 by 4. Figure B is a 2 by 8. Do I have a length and a width? Yes. So now I can do area for each figure. So for A, we said it's a 7 by 4. That means it is a what?
28.
28 what? Meters squared. B is a 8 by 2. That is 16 meters squared. 28 plus 16. 8 plus 6. 14. Let me tell you how I do it. I know that when I take 8, I can say, all right, there's 6 in that 8. So 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 more, because it would be 8, is 14. Regroup my 1. 1, 2. 2 plus 2 is 44 square meters, or meters squared. All right. I am going to get an assignment for you to do. If you're on the computer, if you'll give me a minute, I'll get it sent to you. Probably take me about 8 minutes to locate it and get it onto a Google slide, and then I'll post it on Google Classroom. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, all right. And this one, we're gonna practice doing that.
Oh, we're just going to practice doing this.
Yes,
So it's not like for a grade.
it is for a grade. Yes. Let me stop presenting my screen.
So is it test or?
It's not a test. It's just a worksheet, baby.
Do you play the hoop?
No. No, because I don't have the other iPad.
So it's like 2 pages or something like this, like front back.
Baby, you'll see it when you get it. Okay.
I'm just curious.
Asking a bajillion questions.
I'm curious.
Will curiosity kill the cat?
Yeah, if you're gonna kill a cat, use curiosity. Better not be a vomit.
So we can leave.
No. Not yet.
We can leave? No, not yet. Unless you're wrapping up.
Chris just wants to get out of here.
I know.
Who's playing piano?
Camille? I can play that too. Is that you, Camille?
I'm your entourage.
What?
I will follow you wherever you go.
All right. Shh. I need. Wait a minute.
When is it due? When is the worksheet due?
Today.
Now?
Hmm?
Now?
I made the paper
Now?
so they're gonna do it today. They're gonna turn
The worksheet's due today.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like I'm going in
One of
the
the bigger ones.
Yeah, man.
No. There you
Print. First one, page 1.
What is she? No, what are you doing?
Stop ripping the paper.
You're just.
Whoa.
Okay, I got it. Only 6 people are playing, right? There. Oh, 7.
All right, I almost got it, guys. Give me just a minute.
We're only missing one person.
Stop. That sounds like she broke the keyboard.
Christopher, be nice.
Yeah, Christopher, be nice.
I'm gonna find out what's coming from you.
Ooh, can we go ahead and start?
You can go ahead and start when you get it. All right, I'm about to post it on Google. No, I'm not. Hold on.
Sorry, my friends from Italy just called me and I had to tell them I'm in school.
Oh man.
That'd be hard.
Okay. Now the ones on the computer, you may have to redraw the figures on a piece of paper so you can do it, okay? Oh, man. Make sure you click into the green box and put your area in that green box. Okay? All right. Let's see. Now let me go to Google Classroom. We need to make an assignment. Oh, baby? Can you have an ice pack?
No, mass break.
Yes.
How do you get ice pack out of mass break?
I don't know. I don't know, buddy.
Jameson has tried to shove anything possible.
Yeah.
And with the carrot. Where's lunch? I'm hungry. Dang it. 45 minutes.
All right, I'm posting it on Google Classroom, so you need to go onto Google Classroom and get your work, okay?